I'm 37. I'm a father of four. I've been married for 2 years. My wife Jessica, and we've just had two children, Aslan and Amira. My previous marriage, I had also Damien and Elijah. Um, they're 7 and 11. My first marriage didn't necessarily work out, and there was some issues. My wife and I had a bad divorce, and the state had to intervene, and I'm glad they did because my children were unsafe. It's very confusing for a child going in and out of foster homes, um, losing connection with biological family. I myself um, was adopted at 10 in the system since I was 4. My sisters and I. Um, but the positive side is that the system was always there to make sure that my sisters and I were taken care of. So when the state stepped in to make sure my children were safe, I knew that they were in good hands because myself being in foster care and taking out of a bad situation when I was little, I knew that they were going to be taken care of just by knowing that they were safe. I was able to focus more on myself and making sure that I was able to do what the courts needed for the reconciliations, and I had an idea of what the caregiver mother figure is supposed to be, through my adoptive mother. Very caring, did everything with a purpose. So it was really joyous whenever I met you because it's like my mother. That's just the way it is.
Anthony's story is very close to my heart. We had the privilege of fostering Elijah and Damien, his oldest 2 children, and it's an honor that he feels like I was his mother as well. You know, when you foster, it's not just about the children, it's about everybody involved. And I'm so proud of him getting back on his feet. And he is an incredible father and a husband now. And they're just part of our family now. And you know, in these situations, there are so many people involved. There's a guardian ad litem that you're going to hear about. There's also the social worker. It takes a village to take care of these children, and that's what we're called to do. Here in a minute, you're going to hear about Macy, an incredible adoption story. And I love how these children can be loved on by us, and we can help them to feel love, help them to know love, and help them to grow.
My name is Macy Vanderwood. I was placed in the Vanderwood family in 2018. I love to play volleyball and to socialize and be with friends and just honestly take any opportunity to help the community. In foster care, it's not an easy thing for anyone. It's a struggle every day, and your heart doesn't feel like it belongs as a kid in it because you feel unloved and unworthy. I was kind of down about the fact that I wasn't getting adopted in the foster family I was, but that was the deal when I moved in with the family. So I had met them with no idea, thought it was just a respite home, to be honest, and so I just acted like myself. Then there was one day my caseworker comes up and tells me, hey, this family wants to come and adopt you. And I was like, okay. I was like, who are these people? And she explained the whole thing, and eventually I was like, yeah, I'm open to that. I was like, they're a really, really cool family, and so it just happened like that. I can't say that being in foster care was an easy thing. It definitely wasn't. Like I said, it was an unknown, but I didn't really realize of like what it actually meant to be Christian until I moved into the family that I am in now, which is my adoptive family. So I really would just say that in my Christian faith, I've grown a lot. And then just feeling like loved by someone and knowing like, hey, this is your forever home. Like, you don't have to worry about if you're going to be with this person tomorrow or the next day or in a couple of years. And me being older, I do remember a lot from my past. So that made it really hard to adjust and to be like, I love you, or call Carol and Jeff mom and dad.
Our lives have really changed with the adoption of Macy. She was an older adoption. She was 10 years old when we met her, and it was better than we ever thought it was going to be in adopting an older child. I think Macy's life has changed since she's been with us, through just seeing her grow through her own self-esteem, her level of faith, and just who she is as a person. Even academically, she has grown so much from when she was first placed with us. And she's able to accept love and show love as well.
For years, I've always thought that the children got the short shift when it came to the problems in families, because it seemed like the system always tried to put the family back together. And we all want families to be together, but sometimes in our hearts, we know that the family isn't the best place for that child to be. And I felt like this is my avenue to speak for the children.
My oldest son and I were watching a movie. It was a true story, The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. It was from California. And this little boy had been failed by the system, and he ended up being killed by the boyfriend of his mom. And I just said to Chris, I said, if someone, just one person, had been on his side, he wouldn't have died. And that was on Saturday night. Sunday morning, I came to church and there was a presentation on GALs. And I said, okay, God, you don't have to hit me in the head. I'm all for it.
When I was going through my guardian ad litem training, I realized just what a trauma this is for the children. The decisions the parents make and how it affects these children. Once they're brought into the custody of the state, they will have maybe 1 or 2 social workers. They may have 1 or 2, 3 or 4 foster homes, but the guardian ad litem is the one constant from the very beginning to the very end of that case. And we are the one person that we know that they can trust through the whole process.
Hello, my name is Jake Shamlin. I'm the Guardian Ad Litem Supervisor for Macon and Graham counties. Currently, we're looking for volunteers to serve, to argue and look for the best interests of children in court. A Guardian Ad Litem is important in a child's case because they get to argue for the best interest of that child. They get to meet with the child, they meet with the foster parents, they meet with DSS. They get a whole spectrum of evidence that they put together in a court report to where they discuss what is best for the child. And they're the only one that does that in the case, with the sole purpose of serving that child in the best interest of that child and be a voice for that child in court.
I'm Stacy Messer, and I work at Macon County Department of Social Services. And my role there is I'm the licensing social worker, so I recruit and train and help license foster families. And I'm also the adoption social worker, which is also my pleasure, that I get to help families identify children, get ready for adoption, and finalize the adoption legally. I hate to say it, but we have an air mattress, and when we cannot find a place for a child to go, even for the night, social workers take shifts, and we blow up the air mattress, and children sleep in the office on the air mattress until we can find a family. If children age out of foster care, the statistics are really bad. If they spend their life in foster care and then they move into being an adult, the results are just not good. It's a higher rate of teenage pregnancy, a higher rate of involvement with criminal activity, not completing college, not graduating from high school, just continuing the cycle on and on. So when a teenager finds a home, there's a special little dance I do.
we join in with Stacy on that happy dance on a number of situations. When we're able to recruit more foster families or guardian ad litems, or have more foster parents attend our monthly support group meeting, even when we can see the difference we're making in these kids' lives, we all do the happy dance. So we would love to partner with you as well. Together We Can is a newly formed 501c3 nonprofit organization with the mission to educate, support, and advocate for the fostering community. So we're going to do everything that we've been doing. We're just going to do a lot more. So in addition to facilitating some classes, we also want to teach life skills to the teens and kids in the system, especially the teens that are aging out. We want to teach budgeting and resume workshops, or how you dress for a job interview. This is how you grocery shop or balance a checkbook. We want to make sure that we can invest in them and really break the cycle. We want to ask them what they want to be when they grow up and get them connected in an internship. So this is something that is going to be an educational plan. We're going to tap into the resources right here in our community and get our community to help. We're going to do after school tutoring. There's a number of things that we're going to be working on. We're also fundraising for a transition home. So as Stacy mentioned, when kids come into care, oftentimes or sometimes they have to spend 24 or 48 hours on an air mattress at DSS. And you know what, guys, we need to do better. We need for the Department of Social Services to pass the baton to us. We can take it from there and we can help them while they are finding the right placement for the children, which is going to in turn lead to less placements. You know, we don't want just an emergency placement where, hey, you can stay with this family for a couple days, but then you're going to move to this family and then you're going to move to this family until we find the right placement. So this transition home is going to be a place where they can come in, they can take a bath, and they can play outside, and they can sleep in a bed and have a home cooked meal. And we're going to partner with Patty Raby at Kaylee's Closet and say, hey, you know, we've got a 6-year-old girl that just came into care. Patty will go to the closet and she'll get clothes, she'll get brand new socks and underwear and shoes, a bag, a stuffed animal for them to love on, and a blanket, backpack. They're going to have possessions of their own from the moment they come into care. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to make a huge, huge difference in their life. So we want to partner with the department. We want to partner with the guardian ad litems and the caseworkers, and we want to partner with you. It really does take a village, and it takes all of us together to be able to take care of all the needs of these children. So Together We Can is our nonprofit that we're doing this under, all of these amazing events and experiences, and we would love for you to check out our website. It's togetherwecan.xyz, and we look forward to connecting with you.
Together we can do great things.
Together we can do great things.
Together, we can do great things.
We're called to do this, and I know that all of us can come together, and together we can do great things.